morning again, and another home hint from Border Home Inspection. Today I'm looking at a metal roof system, and I want to talk about the a common thing that I see, and I can't be too critical because I did this mistake once myself on my barn. So let me show you what they've done here and explain to you why it's wrong. Okay, so we're looking at the metal roofing system here, and a lot of times homeowners will put on their own roof. I can tell right away if it was done by a professional or not. Oftentimes this gable end cap is missing. In this case it's here. If you're putting your roof on, put that on because it prevents the snow and the rain from driving underneath the edge of the first sheet of tin at the eave. But what I'm actually going to point out today is the fact that they've installed the tin backwards, in the sense that the overlap and the underlap are wrong. So if you see here, you see how you can see a little bit of a dark space. That's where the one piece of tin overlaps the other. And if you look this way, you can see how each sheet is kind of flapping in the wind a little bit. It's not likely to leak and it's not likely to blow off, but more likely than if it was installed correctly. So let me get down here and show you a little closer. So on this piece of tin right here, I think I've done this video before, but this piece of tin here has got a flat edge on it, and then the other piece of tin that's supposed to go over top of this actually ends up touching right along here. And what happens is it's just a much tighter seal. You don't have any gaps at all. It's nice and tight like it is up here, and it creates what's called a capillary break. So as the water comes in, if water does get in here, this little groove right here is designed to run that water to the bottom and not allow the water to go up over top. So if the rain and the snow are driving just in the right direction, you could technically get water come up underneath here, over the hump and under the tin on the other side. And again, you could get some wind that would blow it off too. You got screws just on the other side of this usually, and sometimes people will put screws in here to hold this down tight. But that would be unnecessary if you put it on correctly. So always make sure you get the overlap correct. The flat piece goes on the bottom, and then the curved piece like this one goes on top of it and stops. Well, I'll get a little closer view over here. Stops right along this edge. Now that I'm looking at the other side of the roof, I see something that's interesting to me. They put the snow stops on because the doorway is down here, which is good. You don't want that snow coming all off in one piece, but to put them on at an angle, I've never seen anybody do that. And they're upside down. So again, I've done this mistake once. I put the tin on upside down, the snow stop. Not too critical, it works either way, but the straight edge, the flat edge, should be on the upper section of the roof. In any case, you don't put them on an angle like this. You put them straight parallel to the peak. But you should use them. In particular, I should mention too, it's a good point actually, on this side you see the vents, they're all tipped. That's because the snow has run off the top of the roof and hit them and knocked them down. So that snow becomes snow and ice, and it's quite a force. I've seen it rip wood stove chimneys off of steeper roofs than this and just tear the roof, the chimney rather, right off the roof. So snow stops and what we call snow wedge is the name for the chimney diverter. Again, you can see the overlap, how it's done here. And then up underneath, if you look close, there's a foam enclosure. And why that's important is the flies get up underneath your tin and they overwinter there, and they make, there's a lot more of that. And if the roof is not too steep, even if it is steep, snow can blow up to the top and blow in underneath the tin and soak in rain. So that foam enclosure is there to basically stop that from happening. At least it still breathes, but it stops the snow and the rain from driving in there. Also, you should make sure that you have proper flashing at the edge of the roof here. So something nice and tall. And if it's a roof wall intersection like this porch is, I always recommend a piece of tin in here. It's called kick out flashing. So it kicks the water out this way, moves it away from the wall. Oftentimes the wall will have a window here, and you'll get water coming in the window because the rain comes down and runs right down underneath and into the window cavity. So hopefully that's been helpful to a few of you. I wish I had noticed that or known that the first time I ever put tin on years ago, but now I do it correctly, and it makes a huge difference. Thanks for watching another home hint from Border Home Inspection.